So that's against the rules, and you can't sit with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real.
Good day, mama. Seem to take a step out. Get some air now. Let your edge out. Put some ice poke.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Girl Code Media. My name is Chanel and I am your host. This has been a journey so far. I'm glad everybody is loving this series so far. I really, again, want to bring y'all from point A to Z. A being, I don't have a lot of healthy connections or high quality relationships, to now you have a plethora of them and you are in overflow. And there's a journey to that. So if you are just clicking on this video because you're curious about what that is, I highly encourage you to go to the first video because it's a step-by-step process, and I don't want you to miss a step. Again, community building is a process. Having deeper quality relationships is a process, and so many people already, just in life in general, are skipping steps, are skipping the process, trying to get to Z in a matter of seconds, and that's just not the case. And that's why you're having constant friendship evaluations and breaking up with people, and because you're skipping the steps. There's a self-development work that has to be done before you can even build. There's a blueprint before there's a building. There's a foundation before the work is finished. It's a process, and so many people are trying to skip steps, and I am here to be your accountability partner because, one, that's girl code. I'm your sister's keeper. So if you are new here, discount me as a bestie. I like to say, hey, besties, normally, just because there's so many people in the world that don't even have a best friend. So I'm that for you. I'm your digital bestie, and I'm here to hold you accountable because I care for you. I care for you, and I want you to be better, sis. Or if you are a guy and you've been loving this series, I feel like my ministry has always been with women. However, this is not really gender specific. The information I'm giving is not gender specific. So we welcome you here too. But I be talking to the girls, so don't mind me. So today in this video, we are going to dive a little deeper. So that means we're getting closer to now talking about other people. If you've seen the first videos, we talked about the foundation. We talked about the different kind of evaluations that need to be done, and there's several more evaluations coming, but just the beginning process of that. Now this is we're about to start building a little bit, and we are going to be building on love. I already told you what the foundation is, but now we're going to be building on love. There's so many people who don't even know what love is. So how are you in quality relationships when they're not built with love in mind? There's no foundation of love, which is the foundation that I told you guys about in that first video. The foundation's God. God is love. There's, if you don't have a firm foundation with your friendships and your relationships, they're going to fall. Just one of my favorite stories growing up was the Three Little Pigs. I don't know why that was my favorite story, but for some reason, I related to it so much. It broke it down, y'all, because at the end of the day, everybody was lazy. They was trying to do stuff quick. The one pig made his house of straw, and then when the wolf came, he was able to blow that over, so he went to his homeboy house. And the other one, what did he make his house of? Mud. It was something like that. And that blew over too. So they went to the third house. And this third house is with the pig who actually took the time, built the foundation, laid his house brick by brick. While everybody played, they tried to hurry up and get to the reward of having the house, but they didn't lay the foundation, and they found themselves in his house and in safety. You want your relationships to be safe. You want to build the foundation first. And again, I told you guys to go back to the first video. That's what we're talking about. The foundation is God, period. But this is the flip side, is God is love as well. And you have to understand what love is, because sometimes when you don't understand what love is, you are going off the definitions that you are seeing. The relationships that you have been in that have not been love, but it's love to you because you might have seen your mom go through worse, or you might have seen broken relationships all your life. So you have somebody that might not like beat on you as much, but he's not as worse as what you've seen your parents or your friends or whoever go through. Or, you know, just in general, you're looking at media and their versions of love that they shove down our throats and faces to believe this is love, and it's not. Like, you don't have to compete for love. You don't have to. No, none of that stuff is real. And we are coming up with our own definitions based off of what we're seeing, and that's not love. And you're building your relationships off of this untrue identity of what love is. It's false. And there's so many people, you know, we see it in media today with some of these girls that unfortunately, it breaks my heart, but they believe a person loves them. And on the outside, we're so quick to call somebody stupid, but we don't understand. They just have not been taught the way we are taught, or you have not been taught the way, you know, others have been taught. But that's why I'm here to serve as a servant for you and a digital best friend for you, so you can kind of understand some of the things maybe your mom didn't understand or couldn't teach you. You know, like you can't help how you were raised. You can't help the trauma that you have, but it is your responsibility to heal. It is your responsibility to learn. What you do with that trauma and everything, how you were raised or whatever that story is for you, you could overcome it, but it is a choice. So I'm happy you guys are here. This is going to be a quick video because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with like so much information. But what is love? And that definition can be found in the Bible, of course, because again, God is love and the foundation is Him. And in this book, my Bible's right there, y'all. But this book, it literally has all of your questions, all the definitions of everything, whether it's in story form, whether it's just laid out in Proverbs. Like, it is in that Bible. So this is what God says love is, and that's the definition that I wanted to pull up because His word is true. So love can be found in 1 Corinthians 13. And it says love is patient. And we're going to stop at each one of these because I want you guys to evaluate as we're talking about love. Love is patient. So if you have somebody in your life who just never give you grace, they're always trying to get you to do something quickly and on their time, and they're really harsh and mean about it, whether it's not just them but yourself, because that goes back to, do you love yourself? Then there's some work that needs to be done, because it says here, love is patient. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. Be patient. Okay? The next one is it does not boast. And that kind of goes with the next one too. It's not proud. Like, and that comes with the jealousy. That comes with, you know, you thinking you're better than everybody. That's not love. When I get around people, I don't be sitting here I'm better than you. And I know people who are like that. And it's because they don't love themselves. So they feel like they have to like kind of boost themselves up in front of people to validate what they don't feel on the inside. But that's like a lack of love. You don't have to boast. You just be. When you are confident and you love yourself, you just be. You don't have to tell the world you're in a room. You don't have to be loud and in everybody's face. You don't have to be envious of anybody. It's just there. You know, the love is just there. And y'all, I skipped. It's not in order, basically. It's not in order. Love is kind. So that's the next thing. We talked about that in the last video about, are you kind to yourself? Are you kind to others? And are the people that you have in your life, are they kind to you? If not, then that is not love. Love is kind. It's friendly. Next is, it does not envy. It does not envy. So you shouldn't have friends around you that's jealous of you. You shouldn't be scared to talk about your wins. You shouldn't feel some type of way all the time when people are talking about their wins. And I know people who literally get upset, like, oh, this person's always talking about themselves. Just because the person think they could celebrate with you with their wins, now you got this whole negative feeling about it, because at the heart, you're jealous of them. If you feel some type of way, if you get on Instagram, it's like, oh, this person annoying me. She's always talking about her new accomplishments. That's a form of jealousy. And that's not love. That's not love. So try not to be, and it's an emotion that a lot of people deal with. So I'm not saying you will never have those moments where you feel jealous. But what has helped me ever since a little kid, because I've never really understood the jealousy thing too much. But I think what has helped me is like when I grew up in church, and it was kind of like a command to praise when somebody else received a miracle. Like, you are supposed to praise like it was your miracle or your blessing. Because that means God, one, is real. And then two, if he could do it for them, he could do it for me. What's to be mad about? Like, just know that you are worthy too. Everybody has a season. There's a time to be on top, and there's a time to be on the bottom. And being on top at the wrong time can end up being a curse. It can end up taking you back to the bottom, or going even further because you was on top at the wrong time. Let people shine. When it's their time, let them shine. And you be the greatest cheerleader, because that's what being a sister's keeper is. You be the greatest cheerleader for your girlfriends, for your whoever is in your life. Clap for them. And know that God has not forgotten about you. He has not forgotten about you. And again, that's why I encourage everybody to go back to the last videos if you have not, so you can understand the process. Because those negative thought patterns could keep you from getting to the next level. So when you know what God says about you, when you know his promises for you, you don't have to be mad that he's doing it for somebody else. He didn't skip over you. You were fine. You were fine. And then when you love yourself, it's hard to even envy anybody else. Y'all know how, like, there was this video that went viral, but she was like, my man. Like, that's how women, like, when you are in love, like, that is your man. Like, you're not trading him for the world. He don't ever have to feel jealous of no other person, because he should know y'all locked in forever. That's like the same thing. That's what love is. Lock in with yourself the same way. Nobody else should even faze you. Lock in with yourself that same way. Okay. We're gonna keep going. So So far, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, so that's prideful. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. Like, have you ever been around, like, opportunists? People who only make connections for what that person can do for them? That's the opportunist. And yeah, in quality connections, things are just going to happen to you. You know, like, they are going to be good things that happen, but like, for you to have the mindset that I am going to use people for my self gain, that's not good. Or when you're in a relationship and you have to always do what your boyfriend is telling you to do. Like, he never allows room for your ideas, for your wants, that is selfish. That's selfish. Love is not selfish. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It's not easily angered. Now, it's for people who are in relationships with people who are mean, abusive, physically and emotionally. That's not a safe space. And that is not love. God is not in that. He is not. So if you are in that relationship as your bestie, like I said, please get out and love yourself more, because that's not love. And you deserve so much more. It's not easily angered. Even if you get back with that person years later, because he may not love himself. Anytime that I was in any like emotionally abusive situation, and didn't know it because mine was like mild. It's like little jabs here and there. Or it felt like that person was in competition with me. That person, and I didn't notice till I got out of the situation, they lack love for themselves. And that's why we're here. Like, people don't even know what love is. They're just doing the best that they can. But if they don't love themselves, how can they love you? If you don't love yourself, how can you love others? So it's not easily angered. This is a hard one, y'all. This next one be even getting me sometimes. It keeps no record of wrongs. Ugh! Not gonna lie, even I be trying to not. I'm that girl where it's like I could forgive you, but like I still have that file cabinet of the receipts and everything, just in case like I have to bring it back up, just in case you forget. Because I think that's just me being a good friend or a good girlfriend. I'm just keeping that file in place just in case. Okay? Keeping that file in place just in case. But that is not love. And that's not even forgiveness. You know, and that's the one that be checking me the most personally, because it's so hard. It can be so hard. But when you know these things, you can align your actions to make sure you're fitting these categories. Because what you struggle with might not be what I struggle with. But this helps you remember, like, you know what? Let me let it go. It keeps you in check. So then love is patient. So you have to be patient with yourself while you are working on reflecting the love that God talks about in the Bible. Like, we have to be patient because we're going to be unlearning and taking action at the same time. And that's a journey. So the next one is, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. I see so many people just in this day and age with media and everything. People are so quick to eat up the bad press about people, to eat up the gossip. Like, people do seem like they delight in people's bad news. and others bad news. And if you are one of those who, you hear something new or just so quick to gossip and kiki about it, check yourself, because that's not love. Why are you rejoicing over somebody else's heartache or pain? And we're making jokes of it every chance we get. That stuff is not okay. And it's not love. And this world is lacking so much love right now. And we are so desensitized. That's not love. We rejoice in truth, but we do not delight in evil. It always protects. Love always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Like, that alone is a whole breakdown. It always protects. You protect your loved ones. You protect those that you care about. And I see in the girl culture specifically, there's a lack of value of friendships. We do not value each other the way we should as women and girls. Protect your sisters. Protect that friendship. Stop cutting people off just because you should be providing emotional security yourself. Protect. Trust. So that means to trust, you have to show yourself trustworthy. So the Bible really breaks it down for us, y'all. And then the last is love never fails. Remember, my mom used to say, so if it failed, it was not love. So let it go. All right? Love never fails. God never fails. So that, oh my gosh, like, that's the love evaluation that you have to do constantly for yourself and for others. And what's so important to end this episode is the backup scriptures that I wanted to give you. 1 John 4:8. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love. Ouch. And I know so many people who say, it's so hard to open up. It's so hard to care about people. You don't know God, which is why you have to go to the first video, which is why I'm taking you, like, he literally gives the blueprint. And sometimes the Bible can be hard to read for whatever reason. Like, it can be intimidating, but there's so many different translations for those who want to keep making that the excuse. But this is a journey. Again, this is a journey. He laid it out. You do not know God. And you know how many people who are in the church who don't know how to project love? So when people are coming who are new and they want to try God and they are being met with people and it's not a good experience, they normally carry that church hurt and they shy away from the relationship with God because of their encounters with others. And that leads me to the next one is John 13:35. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples. Based on how you love. People will know you are a Christian, a believer, based on how you love. According to what God says is love, not your own version of what love is, like we try to do. We try to take what was comfortable. We try to take the parts that we like and leave the other parts. No. This is what love is. I just read it word for word. That's the definition. And it's amazing because even just in my journey since middle school, you know how many people gave their life to God because of how I presented myself? And I did not know this back then. Like, I felt like I was the underdog or always overlooked, and I was not that confident in myself. But I told y'all in the beginning, like, God gave me this love for others that is just unbelievable. I can hear a story and just, like, cry. I could put myself in other people's shoes. I really love God's people. And that showed since a little girl. And people, I guess, I didn't realize this, but people always watched me. Watch how I treated others. How I showed up. How at times when, like, I really should have popped off and knocked somebody's head off. I didn't. Like, I pretty much had this grace about me that came from God and knowing his word. And of course, when you're growing up, back then, that's what I tell my girls in the Girl Code program, like, you're going through all those pressures and people telling you how you should treat people and, like, how you should conduct yourself. But the Bible tells you how to conduct yourself. It tells you how to deal with conflict. It's patient. It's like, it tells you how to deal with people and how to show up. And because I did have the fruits of the Spirit, it brought others to Christ. And ultimately, that's what you're supposed to do in general. But it also shows that, I mean, God alone could do anything, but he uses us. He cares about that partnership. He cares. We are in partnership with him. So when I treat somebody, I do my work and I treat somebody like how he tells me to treat them, it gives him glory. So, again, this is a journey. So now that you're at this point, evaluate what relationships in your life reflect God's love and what he says love is, and the relationships that don't. And I'm not saying cut everybody off. That's up to you to decide what you need to do. But I'm the type of person, I don't cut anybody off. And I said that in my last video. Just don't cut people off. I don't believe in that. I believe in the conversation and seeing if you could protect that relationship, if it could grow, if it could be better. Voice your concerns. Because that person may not know. That person may not even know the definition of love either. So they're only giving you what has been given to them, which isn't love. They're just doing the best that they can. So take this information and evaluate your relationships. Give those people grace. Be patient with them, because again, you have to evaluate the love that you're giving to others as well. And say, hey, friend, I notice we're lacking in this area. We gossip too much. And I don't want to be a part of that no more, because I really want high quality connections and friendships and a high quality life. And the Bible said this is not love. And I want to embody love this year so I can attract the things that are meant for me. Are you down? And if that person says, okay, I don't, all right, then good. Y'all can be on that journey together. Now, if a year come and that person's still doing, the same things, or, you're in a relationship and this man, he's just angry all the time, and now you don't feel safe and things like that, it's time to go. And God will tell you when it's time to go, because some of these relationships you just have to break off. I still, again, personally believe in communication, so you can let the person know why this relationship is not serving you anymore. But when you do that and do it in love, communicate in love, you allow the person hopefully to transform within themselves to understand, dang, like, this is the things that I need to work on, and nobody's ever told me that before. And it should, and the Bible says, try to follow peace with everybody. That's one of the girl codes as well. They try to follow peace with everybody. So when you say things in love, you might help your friend transform and become a better person. They're just waiting on you to correct them. And then again, while you're preaching at everybody else, make sure you're taking the advice for yourself. And you become what you want to see. And sometimes before I even get to talking to people, once I do my evaluations, I make sure I'm showing up as love first. Then I start talking to people, because they're going to naturally see the change in you anyway. And that makes it an even easier conversation to have. It's like, yeah, I'm actually changing. I've been working on myself and how I love myself and working on a relationship with me and God. And, you know, lately, actually, since we're here and we're talking about this, I've been just evaluating all my relationships and, you know, trying to make sure that, you know, I am honoring every relationship that I'm in. And these are the things that I've noticed in our relationship that, you know, could change. And I want them to change so we can have a better connection and a better relationship. That's a good start. And see what your friend says. See what your boyfriend says. That's a good start. But evaluate and see what needs to happen. Because just because you want somebody to change don't mean they are going to change. So again, God will give you that discernment. Because again, you're working on your relationship with God. So he's going to give you that discernment. Pray and ask for discernment. And pray and ask him to show you how to love. And sometimes when you ask that, y'all, sometimes he uses situations. I remember my friend said, like, literally, she asked for patience. That was her thing. She lacks patience. So she was asking God for patience. It was like that whole year he put her through situations where she had to have patience. Literally. So when you ask, I'm just letting you know, he's a father. He's going to train you up in the way that you should go. It's a training. So figure out what you lack, what you need to work on, and ask God to partner with you in helping you understand how to love better. Whatever area that is that you're lacking, ask him to help you. Embody that first. Then start talking to the friends or the people that you need to talk to about this who don't embody love, and tell them what you learned, what love is and what's missing, and how you want to partner with them to have a better relationship built on love. So this would be, let's see what the girl code is today. I think, I don't know if I want to go too hard on y'all. We'll do this one. It's the yourself rule number 11. Be kind and treat everybody with respect. That's love. That's love. But I would say I was also thinking about this one. Protect your peace at all costs. There was something that stood out about that rule. I don't know. I think somebody needed to hear that. Protect your pieces. But this has been fun. I am so happy that you're here. I hope you learned something. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.